Hello and welcome to Not So Awesome Review, and today we're looking at the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. This is number 15 in the line. So unlike the last two we reviewed with the Millennium Falcon and the Razor Crest, this one comes in more of a blister packaging. It's still kind of collector friendly though, because you can open the bottom and the sides pretty easily without actually disturbing the entire box. So in case somebody wants to like collect and stuff, I know you can't really see because I'm zoomed in so much, but yeah, you can get the box and have it still in relatively good condition, so I just wanted to put that out there. But anyways, this ship is part of the Starfighter class, which includes TIE Fighters and a few other things. Main thing I want to talk about here is that the fact that there is chase vehicles. There's a chase version of this X-Wing that includes Jedi Knight Luke, and a more older, beat up, slightly different weathering X-Wing, which is cool and all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of chase things, but it's labeled 1 out of 5,000 or something, and I have kind of an issue with that. Not cool. Just gonna say that right now. I'm gonna save that for another video, but yeah, not cool with the chase vehicles, at least the way they're being done. If it's actually 1 out of 5,000, that's not good, and if it's not 1 out of 5,000, then you're lying, and that's even worse. So I'm gonna go with the first one. But anyways, this ship includes Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing outfit and R2-D2. Both figures look really good. They both have nice sculpted on details just like the last ones. But Luke is, again, a little bit difficult to stand. I do have his hands, like, forward just so he doesn't fall over for this video. But getting him to stand straight, not the easiest thing. I had to have him hunched over, which is kind of odd. At least Mando, it made sense because he has his jetpack and everything. Luke is just Luke, so I don't know what that's about, but anyways. So taking a quick closer look at Luke here, the detail on him is actually really good. No lightsaber or blaster like kind of strapped onto him or anything like that. He does have his helmet, does have the Rebel logo, even though you can't really tell, it's just like a big blotch of red. But yeah, he does have his visor and everything, so the face looks pretty good because there's no eyes to be missing on this one. The red on it, you know, it's fine. Has the little white there. Again, molded detail on it. It's decent. Hands move up, legs move up and back. So, well, not really back, they move up, but back to where they were. So, detail on it is alright. Is he gonna stand? Is he gonna stand? No, he's not. And then R2-D2 over here looks really good. They did a great job with the silver. The blue dome on his head does look a bit off once it's from the back. Like, from the front, it looks fine. From the top, it almost looks fine, but then when you turn it around, yeah, it's definitely not sprayed on perfectly. It's a little bit to the right there. But they did go ahead and do his panels in the back here, which is really nice. They did the panels in the front. Not the greatest detail in the world, but it's not the worst. They did paint his, I was going to say his eye, whatever it's called. But yeah, they painted that. No articulation or anything, but there is a tab on the bottom right there so that we can get him on the X-Wing, which let's just take a closer look at that. So taking a closer look at the X-Wing here, you can see the detail on it is really, really nice. Aside from some minor like red paint that shouldn't probably be there, I'm assuming that that's not meant to be like kind of scraped on there. But you can tell it is a red 5, so it is Luke's X-Wing and everything. There is some like orangey bits and stuff. The thrusters are really, really black, which I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it's too black. I don't know, I feel like it should be faded more than anything, but that's just my opinion. Aside from that, the wash on it is pretty good. It's more of a brown, dirty, muddy wash, which is alright. But I do wish we had a little bit more of a black wash throughout the panel lines and everything, because a lot like the Razor Crest where it seemed kind of incomplete in the wash. I feel like the same thing is going on here with the X-Wing, but I think that's just going to be based on opinions anyway. So for me, although it looks like it's missing something, for you, you know, may be thinking, hey, that's pretty perfect. But anyways, it does have its landing gear here on the bottom, which you can close shut like that. And to open, they made it a little bit tricky. Instead of kind of just putting your finger there and pulling it out, you put it backwards and then kind of hunch back like that with your thumb and pull it like that. There is like a spring or something, so if you don't get it all the way, it'll want to close back up like that. But yeah, it's kind of weird that you have to leverage it back and then get your other finger to pull it back. I don't know, it just feels like it's a little bit more effort than it needs to be, but again, that's just me. You do have 3 screw holes here on the bottom, which is fine. For $16, $17 figure, you know, it's what you expect. Anyways, we do have R2-D2, which can fit in here perfectly fine. We can open the front of the cockpit right there, fold up Luke's legs and slide him in, and then just close it back up. And I do want to mention that this one does actually have a tab this time, unlike the Falcon and the Razor Crest, so you can snap it in place. So it definitely won't be falling out or anything, which is nice. And as for the S-foils, they do open up really nice. You can just kind of push these together, and then we have them opened right there, which they look great. There is detail on the inside of it, which is really good, and the watch continues on the inside, which is definitely really good, because some companies may be like, oh, well, that's under, we're not going to paint it, but, you know, they went ahead and did it, which is great. Yeah, they lock into place. They're not going to just close on you or anything like that. If you want to close them up, they're not just going to open on you or anything like that. So, really good design. They are connected in kind of a weird way, where this one is connected to this one, and this one to this one, and they're just sliding out. I really don't know how to explain it. I would have to open it up, and I'm actually curious. I'm not going to. Maybe if I get another one later to repaint, I'll open it up and we can take a look. But yeah, I am curious to see exactly how they did it, but it is cool either way. And one other thing I do want to mention is when you close it, this time I didn't do it, but sometimes you'll end up with the fuselage, you know, the entire front piece here, sideways like this. Not every time, but sometimes. So all you have to do is kind of just turn it and you're fine. It's not really an issue in any way. I just wanted to mention it in case you like close it, you set it down, and you realize, hey, it's sideways. Yeah, that's just quick rotation. Doesn't really do it the other way, I guess. Yeah, it does. Okay, it's just a little bit harder that way. This way is a little bit softer, I guess. Joint isn't as tight, but yeah. Really simple design. Small. Looks good. I like it. Anyways, let's get on to some comparisons. Here's the Xwing compared to the Power of the Force version of itself, which of course is the same mold as the original release from Kenner. And yeah, you can see the differences in size is massive, but also the difference in detail. I don't know what they were thinking back then with this. They really didn't want to go with an accurate design. The stickers are a little bit off, at least in the front and the side. There's no real molding or anything on it. It does have the right stickers for it to be Red 5, unlike the original one, where I believe it was the wrong number. But aside from that, you know, it is a cool looking toy. I do like both of these, and I'm just happy to have both. I know that they've made more updated versions in 1/18 scale, but Power Force one is probably the easiest one to get. It's the most budget friendly. Yeah, it's not exactly to scale, but it's still really cool. I don't know. I just love my 90s Star Wars toys, so that's why I have it. And if you do want to see a video unboxing of that, I'll leave that linked somewhere so you guys can check it out, because I do have an unboxing video for this Power to Force Xwing. And a quick side-by-side with the other two ships we've already reviewed. We have the Falcon and Razor Crest. You can see that it is definitely way smaller than both of them, but not honestly as much as I thought it would be. I know they're not the biggest ships in the world, but I don't know, when you see them in the movies, you kind of think, oh, the X-Wing can't be that big. But yeah, it's definitely a pretty good size, especially compared to the Falcon and everything. It's really cool to get the perspective of just them in a physical form, to see the different sizes of the ships and how they kind of compare to each other, and I'm excited to continue this line. I will be getting Vader's TIE Fighter next, so that'll probably be the next review on these guys. But yeah, seeing these come together like this, you know, makes me want to build my own little hangar or something so I can just display them all nice. But we'll see. I'll try and figure out what will be the best display option. Maybe I'll do an update on that as well at some point. And here we have all the figures that we've gotten so far with the other three ships, and it is nice to see this collection growing. Having R2-D2 to include with Leia and Chewie and Han and everybody, it's really nice. Though I really wish we had Farm Boy Luke, which I'm hoping that we'll get maybe Farm Boy Luke and C-3PO in the land speeder or something. That I guess would make the most sense, to have like him come out like that. But you know, maybe in the near future, maybe in the next wave of blind boxes, I don't know. But yeah, that's something I'm hoping for, so we can have a just complete New Hope team. I do like that we have him in his X-Wing uniform and everything, but I do want that Farm Boy Luke. So like I said in my last two videos, I'm really liking this line. It's a great way to collect the ships from Star Wars without having to break the bank or have to look for a bunch of shelf space, because they can, you know, get pretty up there. Even the X-Wing from Power to Force, it's pretty big, and, you know, they just get bigger and bigger if you're trying to get one of the more modern ones. So it is nice to be able to have these in a compact form with so much detail and little figures that can fit inside and be taken out and kind of displayed in different ways. A few things I will say, though, that $16.99 I feel like is an odd price point. I think $14.99 would have made more sense, at least in, you know, my opinion. And honestly, I do wish they were around the $10 mark. Just, you know, I do feel like that would be a good price for these, because, you know, they are detailed really nice and everything, and they do come with a good amount of stuff. But I don't know, just something about it makes me feel like, yeah, it should be just maybe a little bit cheaper. And it would help with army building, because I definitely want to get multiple TIE Fighters, and getting one, you know, it's not too bad. But then when you're thinking, okay, maybe you want 4 or 5, you're looking at a pretty good amount of money there. So maybe I'll just get 2 TIE Fighters and call it a day, because again, trying to army build that, I feel like it's going to get expensive fast at $17. So yeah, I do wish they were a little bit cheaper. Another thing that I'm thinking is it would be nice to get a couple more X-Wings and kind of just repaint them to have them as different ones. You know, we can repaint R2 to a different color, so he's a different astromech. Would be really cool, but again, price makes army building, it's not difficult, it's not super expensive, but it's up there enough where it makes me a little bit more hesitant. But other than that, I do think it is a pretty good value, and I do recommend it because it's really nice. If you've ever wanted an X-Wing, if you've ever wanted the original Kenner one, the Hasbro ones, any of them, and you're just like, too much space, too much money, I think this is definitely the best go-to for it right now. I don't know about Action Fleet. Again, I don't have any, well, I do actually have one Action Fleet thing that I might review soon, but I don't really have any of those to kind of compare. But from what I see with this, I do think it is really nice for just the casual collector to have an X-Wing and have it on display at their desk at, you know, work or wherever. And for photography, I think they will work really nice. And I will add that this one doesn't feel as cheap as Razor Crest. Not that the Razor Crest is cheap, because it's still really detailed and really nice. Just the fact that the body on that is hollow definitely makes it feel not as premium. This X-Wing feels pretty good. It's not super solid, it's not super heavy, but it feels decent enough in the hand, especially for the size. I'm not really afraid I'm going to break anything, but you know, we'll see how it is in the future, who knows. But yeah, anyways, that is my review for the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. I will be doing Darth Vader's next, hopefully, and we'll see how it goes from there. Like I said, I am liking the line. I am planning on getting a few more. I don't know if I'm going to get Obi-Wan's Starship. Kind of want it, but I've always been a fan more of their other type of Jedi fighters and not those, so we'll see. We will see. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.